Ahoy ahoy, Illegal Cross here. Let's go over EDDA, Fall of Glast Heim. Fall of Glast Heim is an instance about the past of Glast Heim and the tragic end of King Schmidt. In order to play this instance, you must first be base level 170 and complete the story mode introduction. This instance has two modes, normal and hard. They give different rewards upon completion. Normal being 3 Curse Devoured crystals, hard being 6 Curse Devoured gemstones. Both instances share a reset timer, so you cannot do both normal and hard mode back to back. Normal mode has a 1-day cooldown, while hard mode has a 3-day cooldown. Normal mode will give you Curse Devoured crystals. These are used to craft and enchant King Schmidt's armor and mantle. Hard mode will give you Curse Devoured gemstones, and these are used to craft and enchant King Schmidt's insignias. Both versions of the instance run the same, aside from stronger mobs in the boss and hard mode. You must clear 4 rooms of mobs, but there are unkillable skeleton plants randomly spawned throughout each floor. These mobs will spam different bolt spells at you, and in hard mode, these will kill you, so you need to be very cautious. The mobs you need to clear are mainly fire and holy element, except for the first floor of dark mobs, and 2 dark mobs that appear in later rooms. Using neutral is the best catch-all element to clear these mobs. Cursed King Schmidt on normal mode is relatively easy to defeat, especially with only 9.2 million HP. The rest of the mechanics are roughly the same as hard mode, so I'll just go over all of them at once. Cursed King Schmidt in hard mode has 45 million HP. He will dispel the closest player to him at the start of the fight, so plan ahead and get someone with minimal buffs to tank the dispel for the DPS. The more damage you deal to King Schmidt, the more angry he becomes. When he becomes angry, he'll deal a ton more damage with attacks and heal more HP. It also increases the damage of Cursed Flames. It is best to kill him as soon as possible and to avoid killing him slowly. There are waves of Cursed Flames that will come from all directions while fighting the king. The damage of the waves depends on how angry King Schmidt is. The damage from the flames count as melee attacks, so things like safety wall and neutral resist will reduce the damage. The openings in the waves are always near the middle, so it's best to stay in the center of the room while fighting the king. There are 4 seals that will spawn randomly while fighting the king. These seals can be activated by simply walking near them. When you activate all 4 seals, King Schmidt's anger level decreases, and he stops healing for 15 seconds. Oscar will also appear while fighting the king. You can talk to him and a progress bar will appear that lasts for 2 seconds. Afterwards, Oscar will stop either the vertical or horizontal flames for 1 cycle. For the equipment, I will only go over the important effects of each item. King Schmidt's suit increases physical and magical damage on medium and large sizes by 10% at +0. And when comboed with King Schmidt's mantle, it gives you +5% HP and SP. If their combined refinement is 22 or higher, it gives -15% after cast delay. King Schmidt's insignias come with 6 different versions. Each adds something different. You can get +10% attack, +10% magic attack, +7% critical damage, +5% attack speed, +7% range damage, or +10% max HP. The armors can be bought at the vending machines for 5 Curse Devoured crystals and 10 temporal crystals each, while the insignias cost 5 Curse Devoured gemstones and 5 contaminated magic each. Enchanting King Schmidt's suit or mantle cost 5 Curse Devoured crystals and 10 coagulated spell. The insignias cost 10 Curse Devoured gemstones and 40 contaminated magic for every enchant. The suit can be enchanted with stats and on the final enchant with any element except for ghost. This means that you can enchant it with the holy element which could be useful to have for some situation. King Schmidt's Mantu can get Fighting Spirit 4 to 6, Spell 3 to 5, Sharp 2 to 4, Expert Archer 3 to 5, or Fatal 1 to 3 in each slot. Though there are no categories for enchantments, so it's all RNG. If you are lucky, you could get an Expert Archer 5/5/5 Enchanted Mantu, which would be better than a Foz in terms of damage, but very unlikely. Sharp enchants could also be useful for builds that have a hard time hitting high critical rates. The insignias have some very strong enchantments available, the combo depending on the final enchantment of your temporal boots. The first enchant is always +3 to 5 of a random stat. The second enchant can be Fighting Spirit 6 or 7, Spell 4 or 5, Sharp 4 or 5, Expert Archer 4 or 5, and Fatal 2 or 3. Of course, these are all random. The final enchant has a 30% chance to break your accessory when enchanting it, but these give some crazy effects. You can get Flash Enchant. When paired with Speed of Light, it gives +30% critical damage. Strong Enchant. When paired with Bear's Might, it gives +25% damage to all sizes. Thousand Bow Enchant. When paired with Hawkeye, it gives +10% attack. Divine Power Enchant. When paired with Runaway Magic, it increases all property magic damage by 10%. Rigid Enchant. When paired with Muscular Endurance, it gives -10% after cast delay. 100 Luck, when paired with Lucky Day, gives +2 attack speed. These are all static effects, so they're always active while you're wearing the combo. If you get equipment with bad enchants that you don't want, you can always recycle them for a partial refund in materials. This is pretty useful, as enchantments cannot be reset from this instance. When you recycle a suit or mantu, you will receive 3 to 6 Curse Devoured Crystals back for every enchantment on it. When you recycle an insignia, you will receive 2 to 6 Curse Devoured Gemstones for every enchantment on it. When recycling equipment, you will have a rare chance to get one of the drooping costumes from this instance. The Costume Drooping Schmidt, Costume Drooping Oscar, or Costume Drooping Heinrich. That's all there is to know about EDDA Fall of Glast Heim instance. If you enjoyed this video or if it helps you, consider subscribing, as I'll be making more videos like this in the future.